Good morning, Derek. Good morning, good friend. Sir D. Sir D indeed. Good morning, guys. And good it shall be. Good it already is. Good morning. What do you think, Derek? Pretty good, huh? Some albino penis envy chonkers. Good morning, Ronnie. Good morning, Cleanie. That's what you're in for right there. You're in a raffle for those, Cleanie. You're in the raffle. Oh, yeah. That's 2 ounces of supplemental supplements. We're giving those 2 ounces away, raffling them, not giving them, raffling them away to those of you that made a donation to Kimber. And there's also an OZ of cannabis that's going to come from Green Table Gardens. When I get the winner on that one, I'll just send Greenie the person's address and Greenie will mail it. Good morning, everybody. You still have a couple of minutes to try to get in the raffle. You still have 1 or 2 minutes. Santa, you want a ticket? You got it. Drop me a 10 spot in my Cash App when you get a chance. Don't hurry. I know you're good for it. Sam, the phone lines are open. Sam, I'm writing your name down right now. Sparky the Sparky Sparkerton. Okay? You're in. You're in the drawing. I'll be telling everybody that had sent in their cashish. I will tell everybody what their number is. Sanam, you don't have Cash App. How are we going to do it? How do you want to just, We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. You can always just put it in an envelope and mail me a $10 bill. But remember, all of this money goes to Jolie and Kimber, not to Pops. I'm just middlemaning it here this morning. I'm just playing middleman. Okay? Shannon, you're in. We'll figure it out. Good morning, everybody. You're looking at the raffle prizes. The only thing you don't see here is the smoke them if you got them. But those right there, that's the 2 ounces that we're going to be sending out. Sanam, you want to get 3 tickets? You got it. 3 it is. 21, 22, 23. You got it. No problem. Let me just change my random number generator so we cover that. Okay, there we go. We gotcha. We gotcha. Okay. 21 people, 16 likes. 21 people, 16 likes. And that puts, wow. Wow, you guys are really, really something. That puts, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Nerdy. That puts the total that we've been able to get together and send to Cyber Jolie in the name for Kimber's sake. We're up to $430. Okay, Stanham, we'll figure it out. I should just call you Sparky. We'll figure it out. Can anybody tell me if they think $430 in 2 days is a pretty good job that you guys did? Jolie, I'll have another 30 to send you from Sparky. I think I've sent you all the rest already. If anybody ever needs proof on any of that stuff, you let me know. And I'll show you all of the paperwork. I got the books. Good morning, everybody. $430 raised so far. Cyber Jolie, will that go? Is that a pretty decent number? I really don't know what you're going to be looking at for a dental bill for Kimber. Oh, it's a different Sharon? Oh, okay. Thank you, Nerdy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a different one. Good morning, Laura. I think a 430, that'll at least get the vet to talk to you, right? At least the vet will talk to you now. Oh, what a bunch of lovely, lovely people. Thank you for everything that you do. Wow, that's fantastic, Herbie. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're right, Nerdy. Sparky is much-loved music. You're right, you're right, you're right. You're right. Oh, Cyber Jolie, that's a lot of money. Yeah, we're probably stretching it here with what we're trying to get done. I didn't realize it was going to be that steep of a hill to climb. Wow. But we're thinking of you and we're thinking of Kimber, and you can clearly see people care and are putting in an effort. So, congratulations. All right, let's get started a bit. You are loved back, Cyber. Let's get started. We're going to go with our first OZ. Now, this is a slight mix. This one, it's got albino penis envy, junkers, and it has a lot of little aborts. Now they look a little crunchy, they look a little dark, but they're aborts. All kinds of beautiful aborts in here. So it's kind of a mixed bag of chunkers and aborts. Gigantics and smalls. Okay? So that's going to be the first bag. Now, once you win, here's pop rule. If you win, your name comes off of the board. Okay? We're not going to be, nobody's going to win twice. Okay? So we have three different things to go away here this morning. We have the two OZs of supplemental supplements. And then we have the one OZ that's coming from, it's being donated to us by Green Table Gardens. Now, I also, for full disclosure, of the two OZs of fruit coming, you're right about that, Sammy. Of the two OZs of fruit that are coming, one was donated to me to give away. It was donated by somebody that's here that listens. They aren't always active, but they're an active listener. Long-time listener, first-time caller. And asked to not be identified. They want their gift to be anonymous, which is pretty cool. Okay, because it's not about the giver. And Greenie agrees with that, and Pops agrees with that. It's not about us, it's about what we can give. Okay? So listen up. It was a Ninja Viewer gift give. Came from a Ninja Viewer. Okay, wait a minute. Joe D's 2 tickets? Yes, I'll put Joe D's in right now. Right before I spin. Perfect. Joe D's. Okay. He's in. Now let me change my random number generator to reflect that. Okay. So far, we have 25 tickets available. 25 tickets have gone out, have been picked up. Listen, listen, listen. Listen carefully. By the way, you do not have to be here to win. Like our usual one. This raffle, as long as you've already sent your donation, you're in. And if you're not here this morning for whatever the reason, we'll track you down, baby. We're going to track you down and make sure you get your gift. MVP, number 1. HB, number 2. These are the numbers that you're going to have on the random generator. Okay? These are the random numbers you're going to have. These are the numbers assigned to you. MVP, number 1. HB, number 2. Calico Kitty, 3 and 4. Brandon Ing, number 5. Nurs, you're number 6. B. Hendricks, you're number 7. Don Fike, you're number 8. Oreo, you're number 9. Sandy P, you're number 10. Captain Obvious, you're number 11, 12, and 13. Jason Kearney, I don't have his screen name. Jason Kearney, number 14. Cleany, number 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Pidgey Page, number 20. Sanum, 21, 22, and 23. And Joey D, 24 and 25. Okay? Let's spin one. Let's get one going. Okay, up here is where the number's going to appear. I have 25 numbers in the group. I'm going to push the generate, and the number of the winner is going to appear up here in this corner. Okay? Give me 5 people that say, Pops, push that generate button. Give me 5 people, and also push the like button. You guys push the like button. I'll push the generate button. Pops, push that generate button. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. Spin the win. Here we go. Number 21. That's you, Sanum. That's Sanum. Congratulations. You got in just in time to get the big win. So, Sanum, we're going to be sending you this. I need your address, hopefully today. Send me your address to my email, and we will send you this. Okay? Congratulations. And thank you for donating to Kimber. Thank you very, very much. So, should I do another giveaway right away, or should I do it later in the program? Should I do all 3 at once, or should I break it up over the show, over the program? What do you guys say? Push another one? Or cliffhang a little? I am kind of agreeing with the later. Let's hang in there for a minute. Let me read an article that I want to read to you. Then we'll do one. Then we'll do the verse, the Tao Te Ching, and then I'll do the final one. Okay? And again, you don't have to be here to win. If you have to take off, sometimes we have to have the deals where you have to be here to win. This one, no. If you sent in your money or you pledged to, then you're good. All right. Good morning, Hit Kitty. Thank you for that kind comment on my IG page. All right. Yes, Rick Master, that's exactly what I'm going to read right now. That's exactly what I'm reading this morning. Okay? I love that darn newsletter. Has so much information in it. Let me read it to you. Life is full of impossible choices. Beach or mountains. Cake or pie. The red pill or the blue pill. And now, for the psychedelic curious among us, psilocybin or ketamine. Both are legal in the right context. Both can be therapeutic. And both will change your mind. Ask Michael Polian. But they're far from interchangeable, these two. Today's newsletter, we asked our network of licensed psilocybin facilitators this question. How does psilocybin therapy differ from ketamine therapy in terms of experience or outcomes? Here's what they had to say. Is this interesting to you guys? Give me 5 people that say this is interesting. Read on, my friend, read on. Queenie, I have a feeling I know which one you're picking. I know which one I am picking. Give me 5 people that are like, what? Talk to us about psilocybin and versus quote unquote ketamine. Okay? Now the truth is, Pops, I've never tried ketamine. I don't have a drive to. There's almost a fear factor in it just when Michael, what was his name? Perry? What was his name? Matthew Perry, the highest profile guy I can think of that passed away as a result of ketamine abuse, overdose. I'm a little afraid of going deep in something. I'm just not there yet. I'm not passing judgment. I don't have a judgment. I don't, because I have no frame of reference for ketamine personally. I read a lot, and it's in a lot of our surveys and stuff like that. But I don't have an experience with it, so my opinion is not going to be valid at all about which is better. Okay? Cyber Jolie talks about that here, the nasal spray. Let's go. If psilocybin is a deep dive, then ketamine is a bird's eye view. Clayton Ix describes the experience in terms of directionality. Ketamine helps us zoom out. From that distance, we get a new perspective. Psilocybin helps us zoom way in, and it also gives us a new perspective. Jeremy Nichols says, it gets a similar idea more poetically. Jeremy gets a similar idea more poetically. Psilocybin often feels like being taught by something larger than oneself. Relational, emotional, mythic. Ketamine can feel like stepping outside of the story altogether, offering relief through spaciousness and perspective. Char McKendrick adds, psilocybin often feels deeper and more somatic, allowing body and mind to process together through imagery, memory, and embodied awareness. Ketamine is typically more disassociative, helping create distance from entrenched patterns. In other words, Psilocybin tends to pull you into your emotions, while ketamine temporarily pulls you out of your emotions. Durable versus fast acting. Then there are the practical differences. To start, psilocybin sessions are considerably longer. Clayton notes, I offer 7-hour psilocybin sessions and 2-hour ketamine sessions. And those longer sessions may translate to longer results. If we're talking about pure depression outcomes, psilocybin tends to provide a longer and more durable effect than ketamine, according to Clayton. Amy Charlesworth doesn't sugarcoat the trade-offs. Ketamine can bring rapid symptom relief for some people, but it often requires a series of sessions and sometimes maintenance to sustain the benefits. She adds the uncomfortable caveat that ketamine can also be extremely addictive. Psilocybin, however, she describes, is non-addictive and extremely safe, with outcomes that feel more values and life narrative based. Scott Bird sums it up neatly. Psilocybin often emphasizes narrative, meaning, and long-term perspective shifts, while ketamine may offer faster relief from symptoms like depression. Shaken up versus stabilized. If you're hoping one of these facilitators will tell you which medicine is superior, sorry, it's not going to happen. Jeremy gives it to us straight. Neither is better. They serve different nervous systems, have different moments, and they have different intentions. Julian Gordon gets specific about when each shines. I love psilocybin therapy for people who are emotionally stable and have already engaged in some trauma work. Psilocybin can be destabilizing, which is the point. It stirs things up and it shakes things loose. By contrast, ketamine is a good tool for people who need to find solid ground. If there is a recent tragedy or new grief, ketamine is great to move through the emotions without being flooded by them. Good morning, Free. It's always so beautiful to see my friend Free. Clayton adds that ketamine generally offers a more gentle introduction to psychedelic work, whereas psilocybin is a bigger commitment. But whichever path you choose, Brenda Davies reminds us that both are most effective when paired with integration and therapeutic support. The editor of this newsletter, here's the editor's take. The facilitators nailed the experiential breakdown. So we'll stick to the boring but important logistical stuff that probably won't come up at your integration circle. Psilocybin therapy is only legal in Oregon and Colorado so far. It's also entirely out of pocket. No insurance company is touching it yet. Ketamine, however, is available at clinics coast to coast. And while IV ketamine infusions are still mostly paid out of pocket, the FDA has approved a nasal spray version, Spravato, which can be covered through insurance, depending on your plan, your diagnosis, and your treatment history. Of course, for those willing to venture out of the regulated space, The underground hosts a whole menu of other medicines to consider. Your DMTs, your LSDs, your MDMA, um, ayahuasca. Now, give me a couple more that I missed. What are some of the other options? For those that are willing to venture out of the regulated space, I like that. Good morning, everybody. Peyote. Yup, peyote for sure, Kim. 100%. Mescaline, peyote. Yup. Same thing. Pops was doing mescaline back in the 70s. Down in Mexico. Went down to Mexico. Hung out with a shaman situation. I wanted to experience what Carlos, do you guys remember the book? Carlos Castaneda's, what was the name of his book? What was the name? Help me out. Somebody remind us. Carlos Castaneda's book back in the 70s when he talked about his mescaline trips, and he turned into a crow and he would fly around. I was like, please turn me into a crow. Like, I'll be a crow. I want to fly around. What's the name of the book, Sam? I'm drawing a blank on the title of the book. Really interesting book, especially for the 70s, when we were like going hard. Great. We just made things more complex, not less. Teachings of Don Juan. I think that's it, Shroomy. I think you named it Shroom Digger. The Teachings of Don Juan. So after having read that book, myself and 3 friends took a road trip down to Mexico. Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. La vida. Yeah, we went down there and we tried to turn into crows. We didn't turn into crows, but boy, was the sunrise was something else. The sunrise was really, woo, beautiful. Okay. That was a quick article. I think it was a really good one. Kimberly, thank you. I just got Sharon's raffle ticket money. So we'll get that over to Shot Cyber Jolie right after the program. Thank you for that. And thank you, Sharon, for that donation for Kimber. Thank you. Okay? Nerdy, you have a wonderful weekend. All right. Where are we at here? Let me find my place. Okay. All right. Let's get the raffle. Let's get a second raffle. Do you guys remember your numbers, or should I read them again? Do you guys remember your numbers, or do I need to read them again? Okay, I'll read them again real quick. Okay, to those of you that weren't here. MVP number 1, HB number 2, Calico Kitty 3 and 4, Brandon Ing 5, Nurs 6, B Hendricks 7, Donnie Fike 8, Oreo 9, Sammy P 10, Captain Obvious 11, 12, 13, Jason Kearney 14, I don't know his screen name. Cleany 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, Paige 20, Sanum was 21, 22, and 23, but she's out of the running now. So if a 21, a 22, or a 23 comes up, we're going to respin. And then Joey D, number 24, and number 25. Okay? So right here, watch this number right here. That's going to be the winning number. Okay? Here we go. 24. Boy, all the people that jumped in last are winning today. Joey D. Joey D, we're going to be sending you. I should have told up front. This is the ounce coming from Greeny. This is the OZ of Smoke 'em If You Got 'em that's coming from Greeny. Okay? So, Joe, I'm going to get your address. I have it. I will send your address to Kevin Green Table Growers. And when I'm not sure how he works it out, but he will be sending that ounce to you. Okay? So, Joey D has an ounce coming of the Smoke 'em If You Got 'em brand is coming your way. All right? So, congratulations. That's interesting. Now we can actually change this to 20 because 21 through 25 are gone now. So it'll be 1 through 20. And when we do the 1 through 20, we'll do this right after the reading today. We'll be giving away this OZ of Albino Penis Envy Chonkers. Okay? Chonkers! Chonkers! Coming your way. We have, this morning, oh boy, Paparoo. Okay, I'm gonna get this right. Okay. This morning, I want to read to you, study with you. I'm going to study with you guys the 47th verse of the Tao Te Ching. It's complicated. This one takes some meditation almost. It takes some cogitation. You're going to have to think about this one. I love Lao Tzu makes me think. Makes me dive deep. It's not all like easy to understand, but it drives me to learn. Information, knowledge, and wisdom, they're not all the same thing. Let's study this together. I thought I would take a new approach today. And before I actually read the verse, I'm going to give you an idea of what it's about. Give you a thumbnail sketch of what it's about. So as I read it, it might okay, I hear what he's saying. Okay? So we're going to start out with a quick synopsis of the verse. We'll read the verse, and then we'll take a deeper dive. Okay? I made some notes, and then I looked some other stuff up. Verse 47 of the Tao Te Ching emphasizes the true understanding of the world and the Tao, which is called the Way. It comes from an internal, quiet contemplation rather than external, worldly pursuit. I am so over worldly pursuit. I guess it's easy to say when you get older, but I pursued the world because I was programmed to. And I came up pretty empty. I'm not saying I didn't own things. I'm not saying I didn't make impacts here or there. But internally, I sure wasn't. I was still grasping. I was still trying to figure out, where do I belong in this big picture? And I better find out fast because I don't have a lot of time left in the game. The Lao Tzu has changed that for me as well as the Four Agreements by Ruiz. Completely shifted my thinking. True understanding of the world comes from an internal, quiet contemplation rather than an external, worldly pursuit. The verse posits that inner stillness allows one to know everything without needing to travel, look out windows, or force things. The more one wanders or tries to learn solely through the senses, the less they truly understand. There's a whole concept in the Tao Te Ching called the Wu Wei, W-U space W-E-I, Wu Wei, which means be still, do nothing. It's the path of stillness. The sage, the master, learns how to take that, learns, and I'm like, that's something I'm teaching myself, learning, because I was never a do-nothing guy. And I don't mean lazy when we say this. I mean being able to be still and listen to the silent voice of God. I was always, statistics prove I'm the best. So I would do things to drive my statistics and prove to myself that I'm worthy. I'm worthy when I'm not doing a thing. As a matter of fact, practicing Wu Wei has given me more satisfaction than anything that I did to drive statistics. Does that make sense to you guys? By looking within, one can understand the universe. The microcosm reflects the macrocosm. There's a paradox of knowing. This chapter, this verse, is famous for the line, "The further you go, the less you know," suggesting that intellectual pursuit can actually take you further from the truth, while stillness brings you closer to it. Oh, I was a chaser. Intellectual pursuit. I'm gonna be the smartest guy in the room. I'm gonna know the most. That's a dry well. Let's read the verse. 47th verse of the Tao Te Ching. Without going out the door, know the world. Without looking out the window, you may see the ways of heaven. The farther one goes, the less one knows. Therefore the sage does not venture forth, and yet knows. He does not look, and yet he names. Does not strive, and yet attains completion. Live by being. Just being. Let's see what Dr. Dyer says. I encourage you to change your belief that effort and striving are necessary tools for success. Obviously, we need to redefine success, not based off of the world's definition, but based off of nature's definition. After the program yesterday, I got deep thinking. I was like, the sun does never choose who to shine on. It shines on every one of us equally. It doesn't look at someone and say, you're fat, I'm not shining on you today. You're ugly, you don't look like the billboards, I'm not shining on you today. The rain and the snow, they're the same. They don't choose, they treat all of us equally. Are we doing that with humanity? Are you? Am I? I haven't been. There's early, except the last 2 or 3 years, when I'm making a conscious effort to see the world differently through a different pair of eyes. Non-judgmental. How do I see? I want to see the world like the sun treats the world. To see everybody equally. To treat everybody the way the sun treats. And the moon, and the snow and the rain and water. It treats us all equally. It doesn't pick and choose which grizzly bear to rain on. It rains on them all. It doesn't pick which one to snow on. It snows on them all. Some grizzly bears have nicer caves than others. Big deal. Some live in a place that there's more food available to them. They're all being treated equally. But then there's circumstances that we are in that can cause us to have different experiences. That's all. In verse 47, Lao Tzu suggests that these are ways of being that keep you from experiencing the harmony and attaining the completion that's offered by the Tao. By believing that effort and striving will gain you success. How come the people that are making millions/billions of dollars don't have enough? Why? Why aren't they satisfied? Why aren't they satiated? Why does the guy spend $30 million, read this article, $30 million to add 6 feet to his yacht? My yacht's not long enough compared to some of the other guys in the harbor. I should spend $30 million making my yacht longer. I'm not satisfied with my yacht. Do you think he's going to be satisfied with the extra 6 feet? Do you think he's going to stop there? Why? Because they were programmed, there's a different definition for success. I'm not even blaming the guy for being a bad guy. I was like, bro, that's not success. That's not how I define it. And it's new to me. Because I could have been a guy defining success by the year of my car make, by the brand, by the brands that I wear, by the kind of watch I have, by how well I line up with Madison Avenue's telling me. That's not success. Living by being instead of trying is a different viewpoint. As Lao Tzu states, you can see and accomplish more by not looking out the window. Looking out the window in this context means by comparing yourself to other people's quote-unquote successes. I don't want 6 foot longer yacht. I want to give away more. How is this possible? Let's look at an example to clarify this conundrum. I'd like you to place all of your attention on one of God's greatest creations, on one of the greatest things in the Tao, in the way. Check this out. I'm referring to your heart that's always beating. It's a mysterious chunk of arteries and vessels and muscle and blood that carry you wherever it goes. That you carry with you wherever you go. It continually maintains its thump, thump, thump without your trying to make it beat. It's even working while you're sleeping. You don't make it thump away. Even without your conscious attention, it works as perfectly as the ocean does. Its continuous beat is even reminiscent of waves on the sea's surface. Your heart is indeed a thing of wonder, as it delivers true life itself. Your heart is essentially you. That organ in your chest is a model for understanding and applying the lessons of living by being. Your heart attains completion by not venturing forth, looking beyond its chest cavity, or striving. As you sit here reading or listening to these words, right now, it's keeping you alive just by being. And you don't even feel it. God, it's just... I could stop there and just think about that for the rest of the week. I'd like you to think of your entire self as a heart that already knows exactly what to do by virtue of its very nature. That is, you don't have to go anywhere to know the world, because you already are the world. The moment you attempt to control the beating of your own heart, you realize the futility of such an effort. No amount of trying, no amount of striving will make any difference, for your heart operates by its natural connectedness to the Tao, which does nothing but leaves nothing undone. Michael LaTorra points this out in his commentary on this verse in A Warrior Blends with Life. As the wisest of sages have already realized, the root of essential being is the heart, especially in the heartbeat mechanism. From here, the radiance of essential beings spirals upward to illuminate the head. This mechanism lies beyond any technology. You already inhabit it. And through deep feelings, rather than emotional, superficial emotions, you can connect with it immediately. The ultimate act that enlightens involves no action at all. So now you know that the paradoxical state of Lao Tzu describes in this verse is not only possible, but it's actually taken place everywhere, right now, in billions of human hearts. The further reality is that this is true for the hearts of all creatures, as well as the life system of every tree, flower, bush, and even mineral on Earth. And this is only one planet in a universe that contains so many heavenly bodies that counting them is so far beyond our ability that we can't even devise calculations to undertake such a task. Do you, the gloriousness and awesomeness of this universe that we inhabit? There are so many planets, so many heavenly bodies, I should say. Incalculable. We can't even devise a calculation to estimate them all. Are we getting smarter? Is the human race getting smarter? Are we getting more spiritual? What do you think? Are we getting smarter? Or are we just getting more information? We certainly have a lot more information. But does that make us smarter? striving for more information like I've always done. Did that make me more spiritual? The 21st century is often called the information age. We live in a time when there's more data available on tiny computer chips than ever before in human history. I was embarrassed yesterday and saw a little clip on the news. There's a sheriff in North Carolina. I don't remember his name. Boy, he looked like a sheriff. He has 4 stars on his shoulders, big shot. He's got stripes up and down his sleeve. He's been on the force forever. He's the sheriff, running the whole organization. One of the few sheriffs in the whole state. Elected official. At a hearing that they were having in North Carolina, one of the representatives asked him a question that I remember learning in civics class in 6th grade. How many branches of the government are there? This is the guy running the show. He couldn't answer. He said, I don't know. Well, aren't there 3? Isn't there the legislative, executive, and judicial? The sheriff didn't know that. Okay. Well, let's ask him another question. Which branch do you fall under? Which of those 3 branches, sheriff, do you fall under? And he thought about it for a minute and he goes, well, judicial. No, sorry, sheriff, you fall under the executive branch. You execute. You're the executive. You're not a judge. You're not the judicial one. You didn't make up the law, and you're not the judge. You're in the executive branch. How can people, presume to be an authority, and they don't even know the chain of command? Simple. Because we're not getting smarter. We're not. Our children aren't getting better or smarter. Their test scores are going down. The literacy rate in America is higher now than it was in 1930. And we have all this information. It was pretty bad, wasn't it, Captain Obvious? The 21st century is often called the information age. We live in a time where there's more data available on tiny computer chips than ever before in history. We can also easily see that our efforts do indeed bring more facts to life. In fact, you may be one of the computer wizards whose greater efforts have made all of this possible. What's at issue here is our relationship to the information, to knowledge, and to wisdom. Let's take apart the very name of this era, information. When you say inform, in form, in your body and the material world, you're rewarded with information. But move beyond form. Transform to spirit, and you'll receive inspiration. Thus, information is not always knowledge, and knowledge is not always wisdom. Wisdom connects you to your heart in your waking moments. Wisdom is the Tao at work. Lao Tzu asks us to recognize these differences. The difference between striving for more facts and being in the world as complete as it is. As you live from this new perspective of wisdom or connection to the Tao, the world will look so different. Yesterday, when I was through here, and I spent time thinking about the sun shining on all of us, I never thought of that stuff before. I didn't. I was tasting wisdom. Tasting it. Being a middling scholar on my way to mastery. Because I think about it now. I want to treat the world like the sun treats it. Treat humanity the way nature treats it. Without my pre-programmed bias. Looking through eyes that have been jaded by my experiences, and my experiences were taught to me, programmed into me. You're a single beat in one heart that is humanity. You're a single beat in this whole heart of what we call humanity. We need your beat. I don't want to skip a beat. You're a beat I need. I need all of the beats. You don't have to look outside your window or venture forth. All you have to do is just be. In the same way you allow your heart to be. This concept was difficult 2,500 years ago, and it's still challenging to grasp. But we must. In a world mad for information, without the grace of being the Tao, you are one of the heartbeats that keep the Tao wisdom flowing freely, just by being. Lao Tzu urges you to work at this new awareness and try out these suggestions. Begin the process of trusting your heart. Begin the process of trusting your heart. Listen to your heartbeat, and you can clearly recognize the Tao practicing the paradox of doing nothing and at the same time leaving nothing undone. It's mind-boggling. It's such a better thing to be contemplating than how many feet to add to my yacht. I want to examine these paradoxes and come to an understanding and a practice. Who would rather understand, grasp these principles than add 6 feet to their yacht? Give me 5 people. 6 feet. I think it was adding 6 feet. I so much more want to grasp these principles. Do you? Your deepest reflections, don't you guys? The world took us in the wrong direction. I'm here to help bring us back. I'm coming back. I'm living a life today. I'm not living to die. I'm living to live. Your deepest feelings are reflections of your heart space talking to you. You don't have to do anything to activate this internal profundity. Simply let your heart speak to you. We can't even hear our hearts because of the noise of the world. We can't even hear our hearts. Begin noticing and appreciating your heart's continual silent thumping. There we go with that silent again. The voice of God. And begin to provide the energy that you need for the beat to go on. Let its presence in your chest be a constant reminder of the Tao at work. Trust in your sense of knowing, which is always within you. An internal knowing is there independent of your venturing forth. It's there even when your eyes are closed and you're sitting still. This doesn't mean you're supposed to be a couch potato. Rather, it means allow yourself to be guided by the same source that twirls the planets and the sun. And trust that it will direct you perfectly without you having to. The force that twirls the planets and the sun is within you. Me, us, every human we come across, every living creature. We aren't taught that. We're taught to grasp and to strive and to kick the other guy down the ladder while you climb it. We're taught the bigger house means the better person. They must be successful. I might add, the bigger house means you have bigger problems. You have bigger bills. You have more pressure. Bigger yachts. Let's add 6 feet to them. This makes me want to barf. What were we teaching the children? What do we teach the children? Trust in your sense of knowing, which is always with you. Experience your innate creativity while being an observer, watching in amazement as everything falls perfectly into place. Just as moving water never stagnates, you will be moved by a natural force that seeks being complete within you and without your needing to step in. Everything naturally will fall into place without your striving or pushing or judging, grasping, shoving, pushing. Do the Tao. This is the exercise at the end of a verse. We call it the do the Tao. Do the Tao now. Find or make a picture of a heart and spend time today contemplating it as a reminder of the Tao effortlessly working within your chest cavity. At some point during the day, allow yourself to be guided by the Tao to do something creative that comes from within you, such as painting, writing a poem, taking a walk in the park, beginning a personal project, minding your shroom tubs, gardening. The list for creativity is endless. You're not shoving words onto a paper, you're letting them flow when you write. When you paint, you're not throwing paint at a canvas, unless you're Pollock. But you're letting something come from out of you that's creative, deeply in touch with the Tao. Your creativity is the Tao within you. Let yourself be guided without having to venture forth in any way. Then bring this magic of the Tao more frequently into all aspects of your life. It's not about information. And it's even not about knowledge. It's about wisdom. Good morning to Star, the Star. We see you. The Star saying, what's with all the chocolate donuts? Well, all the chocolate donuts, we send chocolate donuts to new people to let them know we love them, we care. And then you can take your chocolate donut, save one or two, and if you hang around here long enough, you'll see a new person. You can give one of those chocolate donuts, or two. Okay? So that's what's up with those chocolate donuts. Let's do our final giveaway. I love the chocolate donuts you guys give away. How do we start that? Kim, you're the historian here. How did we start the donuts? We were acting like we were like at an AA, a meeting where you get the donuts and coffee before the meeting starts. I forget who. Kim probably started it. If you ask me, I'm gonna I'm gonna credit Kim. Sounds like something Kim would do. I love our chocolate donut tradition. Okay, we're gonna do another giveaway here. Give me a second while I get this lined up. There it is. Were you the first person to say that they would trigger pops, Herbie? I believe that. That sounds like something would come from you too. Don't give pops a sugar powder donut. Okay. So here we go. We're going to be giving this guy away. Okay? Do I need to read the numbers again, or do you guys remember? You guys remember your numbers? Everybody remember their number? Okay. All I have to do is push that button, and we're gonna find another winner. Okay, we've had 2 today so far. All right. So let's push that button. Okay, 20. 20 has not been taken. 20 is Paige. Pidgey Page. Now, I haven't seen her here this morning, but like we said, you don't have to be here to win. Paige, that's funny, Jodie's remembered. Paige, we need your address, dear. I don't know that I have Paige's address. If anybody knows, she popped in for a minute, good. If anybody knows Paige's address and wants to send it to me, or can get a hold of Paige and let her know, actually, I have her on my IG. Paige is really smart here. She's really quite a wows. Her intelligence wows me sometimes. She would definitely be on my Trivial Pursuit team. Okay? Yeah, Joe, the number generator went high today. But I can promise you that it does low because I practiced it before we started and it was all over the place. But today, is that right, Hip Kitty? What are you saying there, Sanum? No, we're going to send it to you. I'm going to send it to you. Okay? And then you can give it away to somebody. But no. Sharon, send me your address. Please. I'll send this to you and then you can do Gifty McGifterton and get the sense of satisfaction from giving. Okay? I like that better. Thank you guys. We have had one beautiful fast week here. Am I right? How fast has this week gone by? It's gone by quick. I wasn't going to mention Valentine's Day, boycotting it, but I shouldn't. Valentine's Day is important to some people. Enjoy your Valentine's Days tomorrow. I was watching another thing recently. Woo, chocolate. Chocolate is way up in the price right now, retail price of chocolate. 85% of the candy that's going to be given away tomorrow is chocolate. And the reason for the chocolate prices skyrocketing right now is in the supply chain. A year and a half ago in Africa, very wet weather and extreme weather patterns, and it really hurt the cacao, the chocolate bean harvests, and so it put fewer into the supply chain, and we're now experiencing that spike. But they were also saying that in the year 2024 they had a great harvest out of Africa, and so by Easter and then Halloween, chocolate will be lower than it has been in a long time. So, if you can talk your wife into waiting till Easter for her chocolate, go ahead and try. Oh, one of the biggest fights I ever had in my relationship with my ex-wife was the year I forgot about Valentine's. Now, how do you forget about Valentine's, guys? It's almost deliberate. It's certainly subconscious. Okay? Kim's, don't put off giving the chocolate till just bite the bullet and pay a couple extra bucks for the chocolate. Okay? But the biggest fight, I forgot her Valentine's. I didn't remember. And then do you think I just owned it? Do you think I was like, you're right, hon, I really blew it. I'm going to run down to the flower store. I'm going to make it up to you. Let's do some. What do you think Pops did? How defensive do you think I got? Oh yeah. Well, you don't even deserve a Valentine's. You know. The windows are popping out of the house. Now it's a drop-down drag-out, and I blew it. I was the blow-it. But boy, you sure don't. When you're in the world, you sure don't want to admit it, do you? You don't want to admit it. Nowadays, first of all, I don't think I'd forget. And secondly, I'd be so willing to tell somebody how sorry I was and how wrong, and let me make it up to you. Let me fix that. But I also don't really hang around with people that have that in their value system too much. So, maybe that's the change too. But guys, Valentine's Day can be important to people in your life. So, be aware of that, be sensitive to that, and do the right thing. Do what your heart tells you to do. Okay? A quick reminder tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you feel like going to church virtually, Mystic Journeys Church is on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. So check them out and head to church. Okay? 4 things, the 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your actions. Speak only goodness and kindness. Remembering that we're one beat in the heart of humanity. I'm not the biggest beat. I'm not a small beat. I'm not an ugly beat. I'm not a smart, dumb. I'm no other beat than one in the whole of humanity. Humanity needs my heartbeat, my one beat. And I need every other person's beat and for my heart. So that's why it's a lot easier for me to practice love to all people, all men, all women, all creatures, if I come from that perspective instead of the perspective that I was programmed to. Don't take things personal. I am not that big of a deal. People have their reasons, they have their perspectives, they're unaware. They're not grounded in the Tao. Now, can we introduce them to it? Yeah. With sweetness and kindness. Not with judgment. Oh, well, you're an idiot. You should do the Tao. That's probably not going to drive a lot of people to learning about the Tao. But saying, you know what? I have a transforming life. This is how it's happening. And you can talk to them like that. Expectations and assumptions, number 3. Well, gosh darn it, I think there is a lot of them on Valentine's Day. I know my ex-wife had an expectation, and I didn't come through to meet her expectation. I didn't meet my own expectation of being a gentleman and a good husband. But maybe we were working under the world's value system. The one programmed into us commercially, just so they could sell cards and chocolate. And then sell anger to couples like myself and my ex. And we bought it, hook, line, and sinker. Do your best, you guys. Have a great weekend. Have an amazing weekend. And you know what, where we did our best? Cyber Jolie will know that this group here, from her reaching out to us and telling us there was a situation, this group right here did their best. I mean that. You guys volunteered so lovingly and so unquestioning. And that should get her, a start on that little dog getting some health help. I love you guys. I admire you. Can we keep this up? Give me 5 people that say we can keep this up. All of us. We all need each other. We're all one beat of the T Crew heart. Let's keep it up. Yeah? I know I want to. It feels correct. It feels more correct than anything I've ever done. Let's do it. Do the Tao. Pops, peace, love. Let me scroll my friends out. I love you guys. Thank you again for being here and giving me an opportunity to study and learn and be a workman who rightly divides the word of truth. Herbie, hip kitty, it was nice to see you here this morning. Meow, kitty. Mike, that handsome barrel. Aaron, Sharon, send me that address, dear. Corey D, you're the man. Trust me, you're the man. HB and the Star. Thank you for being here, Star. I hope you come back. Derek Anderson. What is this, Derek? You're such a sweet, sweet man. Thank you. HB. Herbie, Jesus Christ in Australia, funny guy. Mr. Marmars, and Anthony Big Guns Hunt, and Sammy P, and Trenty Trenterson, and Calico Meow Kitty, and Joey D's winner today. Aaron and Anthony and Jesse Girl, and Queenie. Queenie, thank you for your absolute generosity. Expect yourself to receive something coming from Pops. Ronnie Real, Sammy P, Sarah Bear with the big hugs. I hug her hard. She's my favorite stuffed animal. Queenie, love you. Zozo LSD. And I'm scrolling down. Kimberly, takes all of us to make a crew. B. Hendricks and Kimberly and B, thank you for your donations. Queenie and Cyber Jolie. You have another 50 coming to you, Cyber Jolie. I'll get that off to you soon. Shroom Digger, HB, Jesus, Hit Kitty, meow. Derek Anderson, Herbie. Now the kitty's purring. That's scary. Laura, you have a divine weekend. You're a divine creature. Kimberly's getting fleeky with it. Wazzy, the Wizzy Wazzy Wazerton. Good morning, Waz. Joe G's. Jesus Christ HB. Ray Cook, cooking it up. There he is. And who else? That's everybody. Pops, peace, love. Be kind, be gracious, and be grateful. And be more silent than you usually are. Practice a little silence this weekend. See where that takes you. Speaking of silence, see you guys later. Pops out.